What's going on, guys? Yeah, I was just watching one of the Reacts channel. It's Pedro's, to be honest. But what's your opinion on that, on like politics? Do you think, like, I mean, if a channel's going to go all in on politics and that's all they're going to do, that's one thing, right? But if you have a channel like, say, Gig Work, right? And even if you start another channel and you're talking about politics on that channel occasionally, or you're talking about other stuff, it's going to link back to that channel no matter what. Because either it's going to be someone that's from your other channel finds that they comment there, or somebody comments over there. But what I'm saying is it really worth, losing half of your audience because you call them clowns or you call them sheep? Even though when you kind of listen to it, it's like, what it was, I had seen it and I was like, ah, damn, I can't believe he's saying that. That's kind of crazy to be, say you're a YouTuber and, all that shit. I mean, a gig tuber, I'm sorry. And you bring this up. Now, everybody's got a right to their opinion, right? But, I mean, just because someone don't vote the way I do, I don't call him a stupid. It's like, take Thunder, for instance. Me and him, we're on separate sides of the voting thing. I consider myself like middle right. He considers himself middle left. But there's some things that he's more right on than I am. There's some shit that I'm more left than he is. It's just, we can talk about that and not get mad and yell and scream at each other and still, be perfectly fine. We're not going to change each other's minds. We know that. But, you can have an adult conversation without, calling. I mean, I don't call him names. I mean, I joke and shit. He jokes back. That's like I've said before. He served in the military, so he's got every right to, vote for the wrong person if he wants to. And see, if Thunder heard that, he would kind of laugh at me like, fuck you, because it wouldn't bother me. He knows I'm kidding. But now, if I was like calling him a clown, he's a sheep, he believes everything the media tells him, oh my God, you're such a dumbass, these people, and just, degrading him, of course, he'd be like, fuck you. And same thing. Somebody keeps saying that shit, and you just, because they don't vote the way you do, or they don't see what you say, and even your points, no offense, Pedro, but your points, you're not making no points. You're just, spitting out shit you see on the internet. You're, like no research behind it. And that can go on both sides. In the sheep thing, if you think about it, the majority of the news stations is on, maybe like the left side. But I'm not even saying they're sheep. People vote their own way, and it's their own business why they do it. It's a right. You can vote for whoever you want, anytime you want. You don't have to tell people. You can tell people, that's your right too. But what I'm saying is, when you alienate half the people, because no matter which poll you look at, if you look at the like some Democratic polls, it's going to show Harris is up. If you look at some Republicans, it's going to show you Trump's up. If you look at some, it shows you the majority does say it's pretty much a 50-50 split, right? Very, very close election. So therein lies you're alienating half the fucking people. And in the gig economy, you're probably doing more than half, because you've seen, when I heard you say, like I said, I heard like saying sheep and clown, shit like that, I was like, oh my God, I bet you he's getting tore up in the comments. And yeah, he did. People was going at him. Some people agreed, some didn't, of course, right? But it was getting very heated. And what was even sadder was you seen people that, commenters, they would leave a comment, somebody would comment, and there was actual anger there. And it's sad that, I know, you got to have something to talk about, but I just don't think it's worth. Right now, see, the closer it gets to election, the closer it gets, the more heated it's going to be. If you remember, I can't remember whose channel we was on that day, but hell, we all kind of got into it, and that was like, what, maybe January, February? And, nobody, people argued, but no one got so mad they couldn't stand each other. But now you see people that, they'll end friendships over the way, people vote. You know what I'm saying? They'll act like if you don't vote their way, you're just a dumbass and all this shit. Which, if y'all don't vote my way, you pretty much are a dumbass, but I won't call you that. See, that was a joke. Again, that's a joke. Like I said, if you're an American, you have every right to vote any fucking way you want to, just because I don't agree with you. That's just, like if we go to a restaurant, they have different drinks and I order something different. Am I mad at you? You might say, well, that's a huge fucking difference because, I was going to let you go, lady, but now this guy's fucked me. But anyway, politics are important. Politics do matter, right? It's not like, something because it has an effect on our lives. But do you really think that either of those politicians give two shits about any of us? I mean, as a individual, fuck no. Of course not. They don't know us, right? But, you know, as in policy, yeah, it can affect our lives. Now, a lot of the gig workers, we do remember that, you know, years ago, you know, fuel was cheap. Everything was, you know, prices was better. And we talk about that, right? Now, some people has different, like, oh, this is why it is, this is why it ain't, you know. And whatever, you can give your opinion and tell why you're doing it, but if somebody, you know, disagrees with you on politics and gives you their opinion, you shouldn't, you know, hate the person for it or try to, you know, turn people against the person for it. Call them sheep. It's like, that's, again, you know, the mainstream media leans far left. So if a sheep would be somebody who's hearing a lot of shit, and I'm not calling nobody on the left a sheep, I'm just saying, by his way of calling people sheep, Pedro's, by his way of saying sheep and clowns, I mean, you're going on the wrong side, buddy, because that's where all the, you got very, very mainstream media. You got what, Fox News? Then maybe a few smaller, you know, that lean right. And they do. Fox News, it leans right. MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, all of them, they lean left. And some of them's getting a little bit better because, I mean, after so long, you know, but they kind of see that. I don't get it. You're dividing your audiences. Like the cancel culture, you know, that was an entire left thing, but now it's not. Both sides do that. Like you take the Bud Light thing. The Bud Light thing caused a, you know, it's like cancel culture. Same thing. It's like we seen something, they did something, you know, we didn't like, and we done that. But when the left did it, we were calling them like, oh, that's cancel culture. If you don't like it, just move on. So there's hypocrites on both sides, and I admit that. I mean, of course, I mean, you know, the Bud Light thing, I was like, my God, why would you do that? You know, they're pandering to half the people. That's like, here's the thing. Back when I was running Dodge, right? My father-in-law, he ran for a county commissioner. I think there was like 2 or 3 of them that could be elected in our little, you know, the district, the county we was in, or the part of the, you know, the district, I guess you would say. But anyway, see, I didn't allow political shit at the dealership because I didn't own the place. Now I was just the manager, but the owner, I went to the auction one day. I come back, I'm walking in, I see there's 2, you know, signs right in the showroom. So I took them down, and she comes down, she's like, oh, I didn't know, are you and your father-in-law into it? I was like, no. That's when I explained to her, like, you know, you don't just alienate, you know, the people running against him. You alienate their family, their friends. So when it comes to business and like stuff like this, like I said, if you were a YouTube channel and you're going just for politics and that's all you're going to do it. Or if you do something occasionally, I mean, fuck, think about that. Torp is very fucking opinionated, right? He does political shit, but he never calls people names and tells them they're fucking trash if they don't vote the way he does. He does, you know, I mean, he may have, I ain't seen it all, I mean, but what I'm saying, but starting another channel and saying that, you know, just because that channel is not linked to that, which we'll bring up Torp again in this excuse, because if you'll remember, you know, you did a video on drama, you know, talking about Pedro, he did a video on drama, and the people reacted to it. And now, I guess Torp and maybe a couple others, they have tagged Pedro's main channel. And Pedro alluded to that. He said, you know, I don't know why you tagged my main channel. I was, you know, I didn't post it on that channel. I posted it on this channel. And he just kind of, you know, off. But then, think about that, though. Why would Torp do that? Because even though you had said that stuff on that channel, the stuff Torp was fucking, you know, saying about, or like, you know, critiquing, was off of your main channel. So, of course, he put that one on there. You know, it's going to get the more attention. So what I'm saying is, if you think that, you know, risking something like that, because, you know, the election's going to be over soon. I mean, you can take Hannibal. Hannibal kind of, he went a different way. You know, he was doing the Tiffany Henyard shit, and he's doing good. You know, he's in a good area for it. I don't know if he's in Illinois, maybe, but he's right there. He, you know, he goes there, right? So he's in the perfect area to do that. He's got bigger channels even, you know, using his stuff because he's there on site. But I've never heard Hannibal call anybody negative names. I never heard him put nobody down for their beliefs. I mean, again, I could be wrong. I ain't seen a lot. I'm just saying, I've personally never heard it. But when you got somebody who says, you know, they're, you know, a gig or bet on whatever, but when you're alienating half your people, see, the election's going to be over. When it's over, right? The people coming there for that, which, no offense on this either, but no one's coming there for your goddamn political opinion. I mean, they're not. You can see that. I mean, the numbers don't lie. No one's watching this for my goddamn opinion. I'm just saying it because I'm stuck in traffic. I ain't got nothing fucking better to do, right? I got an order to get to, but it ain't gonna happen. There's a wreck here, there's a wreck over there. But anyway, point being is, what's your all's opinion? Would you, if you had a channel that had, 80, 100,000 subs, would you risk it on something that you're not even really passionate about? Because when I say that, you might say, well, you don't know what he's passionate about. I can tell you he don't know. I mean, he's like, and that's called out in the comments, right? A lot of people has called that out. Like, it's like, dude, you're not making no argument. You're just saying, certain things, and you're not backing up your argument. So, like, someone passionate, like, would be, this is why, and they would give every example, and they would tell this and that. But I'm just saying, when you alienate half the fucking people out there over something that you're just trying to maybe get content, I don't think it's working the way you think it is. Now, I'm not going at anybody here. I mean, you can do what you want to. It's fucking America. It's YouTube. I mean, kind of, we can't do what we want to, though, can we? That's the same thing about that, by saying, like, sheep and clowns. But think about this. For the last 2 or 3 days, by evening time, I mean, I'm not sick at all. It's just my voice. And I wake up in the mornings, I'm kind of like raspy. Then by the evening time, my voice will like fucking squeak a little bit. It's like I'm getting it back. It's almost there, but not, quite. And, I've took, this is the thing. I can't even say the word that I took the test for, which I was negative. I took 3 of them, the at-home test. But you can't even use that word on this platform, even though it changed the world we live in. But we can't mention that word in any context. It ain't we're giving false information about it or spreading false rumors. We can't say the word without taking a chance of getting flagged, getting the video taken down or anything. I mean, the country that it came from. Think about that. At first when it was like people were saying it, they were saying people were xenophobic. It was xenophobia. Oh my God, how do you say that? You don't know. But then it comes out to be real. It comes out that's where it came from. 100%. It came from a lab. And we can't even fucking mention it. We can't even talk about that. That little bitty lab, if you look at that place, that small lab caused a world issue. And on any social media, it's supposed to be the freest country in the world. We can't talk about it. Either way, it don't matter if you want to say something. I mean, if you are, certain people, yeah, they can say little things if they're just like falling in line and agreeing with everything. But if you even have an opinion, I ain't saying like telling people to do something to hurt themselves, telling somebody this and that. I'm just saying giving your opinion. Like, I got to keep saying the C word because I can't say the word. Because if I say it, I could get, flagged, or if somebody was to play this, they could get them flagged. So, I'm not going to do that. So, it's like I said, we can't even mention all the shit that word, that word alone caused, and the place that caused it. Other stuff. I mean, look about a certain laptop, right? When that was coming out, I mean, right before an election, you was not allowed to mention that. If you mentioned that, your ass would get, you would get striked, you would get, taken down, your video get deleted. You couldn't on anywhere, not just YouTube, any site, right? But then it comes out that the laptop thing was real. It's real, right? They let everybody go around saying it was not real, but when it came out to be 100% true and real, you're just not allowed to talk about it. And it's after the election, nobody took accountability. A lot of people said that kind of, based their thing on like, collusion and stuff about other stuff. It's like the truth. It's, you might say, well, this is a capitalist country. YouTube is a, they're in a capitalist country, so it's a privately owned business. So, they can pick and choose what they want said on their platform, right? I don't think no one's speeding out here today, buddies, but thank you for the warning. But we can't really pick and choose, what we say. We can only say what they let us. And again, it's like, oh, well, that's a privately owned company. They can tell you what you can say, or what they allow you to say. And to a point, that's true. It's not like Walmart. Walmart technically is a business. It's a privately owned business. So you can go in there and they can just not like the way you look, and they can throw your ass out of there, right? Now, you could sue them for discrimination and shit, yeah, but they can still, trespass you. They don't have to have a reason. It's not a government building. It's not like, publicly owned property. But on YouTube, see, there's so much, the TOS. God, I guarantee you, seldom has anybody ever read that shit. I mean, a lot of times you don't even have to check you agree. It's like, if you go past this point, you agree to all these, rules and regulations and all this other bullshit. You can say this, you can't say that. And if something happens, they're like, oh, no, it's in the TOS. You agree to it. Come on, motherfucker. But, I mean, we can't do that, can we? Can we put like a sign, like can I put a sign on the front of this car and like this guy and says, if you try to run in front of me, I can, you know, ram your car off the road and you can't do nothing about it by, you know, letting me hit you as, you know, saying that you agree to these terms. No, but see, these big companies, we let that shit slide, then we say that, you know, our vote counts, you know, all this bullshit, but then nothing we do, it's all, you know what I mean? It's just like big companies, it's like people with the money, that's who dictate what we can say, what we can do. And by thinking that, like, oh, no, we the people, it's we the people. It's not really. It's, you know, we the people they let us be, I guess. If we can say it, we can. Like I said, people can agree and disagree with that, saying, well, you know, YouTube's privately, they can do this, but they publicly trade. They would say they're in, like, you know, I guess the information. I mean, you got several news stations on, you know, and channels that does news on YouTube. You got all kinds of stuff. But it's just, it's weird how they can let one person say whatever about something, and another person says it, and that person, you know, they get strikes or taken off. They can't even say it. And I mean, I guess people can, you know, decide to come and go as they want to. But I mean, is that really the, you know, the country, like you say, it's the most, you know, we're the freest nation in the land or the world. I mean, is that really the freest if we can only say what, on a public platform, we can only say what we're allowed to say. But anyway, I'm just saying, this was, you know, this wasn't political, wasn't anything like that. It's just, I wouldn't, if I had a huge, you know, channel and I was doing it in, like, say, a gig tube space, there is zero chance that I would be like, oh, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll alienate half the people. And that's what it's doing, because you can look. I mean, you can look at the views, and you can look at even comments on his other videos. I mean, on his main channel. Somebody will come in there and say something political. They'll, you know, say something, and it's based on something he had said on the smaller channel. So, I mean, yeah, of course people can do what they want, but I don't think I would risk it. I wouldn't risk it by calling half of my fucking audience sheep and clowns and shit like that. But I guess you can do what you want to do. Hey, did y'all hear Hector when he said this? And I hope I heard this wrong. I seen this on another reaction channel, it was Reds. Remember, Hector said this. He said, if, how did he say it? He's like, if something about a dildo, and if it was like, if criticism was a dildo, it would be called criticism. What the fuck does that even mean, Hector? Jesus Christ. I'm going to end it right there, and y'all can go to watch that. I hope I heard it wrong, but I didn't. The first time I heard him say it, you know, he took the video down, so I was like, I had to hear that wrong. But I heard it again today. What the fuck does that even mean, Hector? If an idiot had a name, it would be Hector. Y'all have a good one.